Good morning guys, welcome back to my allotment diaries. My name's Emma, these are the allotment diaries, this is the allotment plot. I hope you all had a lovely gardening weekend. I've had a few questions about my jacket, so I thought I'd start by telling you about my lovely new jacket, which you probably noticed. It's actually from Amazon. I'm going to leave a link to it below because a lot of you have been asking about it. It's a Free People dupe, so the Free People Chloe jacket that I absolutely love is £188, which is insane. I don't want to pay that for a jacket. This one was about 25. So I don't know how to be a fashion blogger. Yeah, it's pretty nice, it's pretty good quality. It's not perfect quality because obviously it's an Amazon dupe, but it's great for throwing on for a spring coat, so I'll leave a link to it. I've got a small and I normally wear a size 10 and it's quite fitted. It's quite a fitted coat. I've also got a different colour in a medium, which is a little bit more oversized, so maybe go for the medium if you want to wear it over hoodies, but this is it's a nice fit, it's good, I like it. But yeah, there's a lot of questions and love for the jacket, but won't be needing it today because it actually feels very nice and warm and sunny. So I'm going to get on with this vlog because I think it's going to fill up here today and be very busy. I'll be chattering to myself. Right, I've got a bone to pick with a few of you guys. Who told me that slugs can't swim? Who told me? Own up now. Who told me that slugs can't swim? Somebody told me when they collect up the slugs, actually a few people did, they put them in a big bucket of water and it kills them. Oh yes, oh yes. So yesterday we had, no, the day before yesterday we had a lot of rain and we've been absolutely swarmed with slugs and snails. So I came here, collected them all up, and I thought, you know what I'll do? I'll throw them into my water butt and drown them all, and then I'll just carry on. I must have collected like over 100 slugs, and you told me they'd drown. You told me they would drown. So this part of the vlog here is just for anybody who told me that slugs can't swim. So what are we going to do about this slug invasion? Because clearly they did not die. They did not die. They landed in that water and they got straight back out again. They swam to the surface and they climbed their way out. So what we're going to do now, the only thing I can do is murder them all. So I looked up online what to do. It's the only thing I can do, and the most humane way of doing it apparently is to chop them all in half. So I've now got a massacre over 100 slugs because I don't want them eating everything. So moral of the story, slugs can swim. Oh, it's horrible. Fabulous guys. So oh, I don't really blame you. I know. The slugs at my allotment plot are just like invincible. I'm sure they can fly, they can swim, they can do the backstroke, they can butterfly crawl. There's nothing the slugs here can't do, I'm telling you. They could probably parachute in if they really tried. I'm sure they can get under netting and through walls, to be honest. We did have some rain last night, so the first thing I'm going to do is just go around and just collect all the slugs up again, just add them to the pile. I'm just going to keep it covered. There's only so many of them I can cut in half. It's gross, it's just horrible. I might just kill these ones straight out, but yeah. This is where I caught them all, in my brassicas. They love the brassicas, but you know the wood is actually being quite useful because I can just pull it around. Look, they're all here. Before they go in I can catch them. You see they're all here. So the wood is sort of helping me out a bit because it means I can sort of catch them all and then physically remove them, which I stand by is the best way of dealing with them, is to physically remove them. Oh, they're horrible. Loads in here. Oh. Got an absolutely massive pot of them now. Loads of them, hundreds of them. What do I do with them? What do I do with them? I thought I could drown them. Obviously I can't drown them. Should I try and drown them again? I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll try and drown them in a watering can this time. Maybe it's easier to do it in a smaller space. I don't know why it would be, but I don't know what else to do with them, and I don't want to like chop them all up. It's a bit gross, isn't it? Right, let's try and put them in a watering can. An old watering can, guys, not the one that I use. I'm not going to put them in my actual watering can and start pouring slugs onto my plants. Don't worry, I'm not that dopey. Right, in you go. We'll try and drown you all again. Hopefully this time you will just drown. Please, can you just drown? I don't understand how they could survive that. I couldn't survive that, but I'm not a very good swimmer. How can a slug be a better swimmer than me? I just don't understand how they all survived. I really just don't. Right, well, we'll come back to Slug Saga later and I'll let you know if they've crawled out or not. And then we'll have to figure out another way of dealing with them. For now, I want to show you a few things that have actually started growing. So, I've told you a few times, this is my pumpkin archway for this year. All of my pumpkins are still at home. I potted them all on. I'm getting them really big this year. I'm not going to plant them out to the first week of June. So if you're doing pumpkins with me, it's June, I'm going to plant them out. If yours are getting too big, just whack them out now and just try and protect them. I'm waiting for mine to get a bit bigger. But in the meantime, I planted in some runner beans. And look at these. Look at these. I mean, we've had a couple have gone missing from slugs, but actually most of them have all come up really, really beautifully. So these are runner beans. They're the Firestorm variety, and they should go all the way up the archway. Same here on the other side. As you can see, a few of them have had slug damage, but most of them are all coming up very, very beautifully. How absolutely lovely. I'm hoping to be able to plant the pumpkins in between, and I don't think that they'll bother each other. I think they'll actually be fine. My nasturtiums, most of them are still alive. A lot of them have been nibbled on. I was going to say munched on, and on the other side as well. But that's the point of them. The point is that the slugs go for them and not the runner beans. All seems to be going to plan so far at this end of the garden. And the sweet peas, I'm happy to say, I came yesterday actually and I did do a bit of weeding. The sweet peas aren't looking as bad as they were a little while ago. Maybe it was just the warmer weather they needed, but a few more of them have started to really shoot up now, so I'm glad I didn't pull them out. And a lot of them are getting quite big. I think this area over here might need replacing just because they seem to have been eaten so much that they're not getting going, but this side seems to be doing really well. A few of my potatoes are coming up in this little bed here, doing quite well, and then I have another potato bed here. I did weed it yesterday, but it's quite difficult to weed this one because it's quite weedy. But yeah, these are coming up. I can definitely see potatoes in there. It's better to have something growing here than nothing. And here, of course, is the big news. It is the big news because the tester tomato plant that I whacked in just to see if it was ready for the tomatoes to go out yet. He's like my little sacrificial tomato plant. He's alive. Not just alive, guys, thriving. I think he's thriving. He looks fantastic. So I brought the rest of my tomatoes today to whack out in this bed. So, I've only ever grown tomato plants outdoors like this once, and it was the first year I got my plot, and I did get tomatoes, but I put them out a bit too early, so they kind of got a bit stunted in their growth. And then every other year they've just gone into the polytunnel, but the thing is, I don't have the polytunnel anymore, so I'm going to have to deal with planting them outside. This soil here has been topped up in the autumn and it's really rich and it's just really good quality. I mean, you can just tell it's just really, really good soil, so I hope they'll be really happy here. And then the trick with tomatoes is you can plant them really deep, so you can plant them right up to their first leaves, and it just helps them to send out more roots so that it holds them in a bit better. I could probably have got him a bit deeper than that, but I think that'll do. Never worry about planting tomato plants because they can make roots from pretty much anywhere, except the leaves obviously, but anywhere on them. Because I've had tomato plants fall over before, or bend over or fall over, and they just started like sprouting roots from the stem and growing up again. So they can literally just grow. I mean, they're absolute survivor plants. They're fantastic first time grower plants because you can't really go wrong with a tomato plant. The only thing you've got to look out for is if they get blight. But that's later in the year usually, and we're not going to worry about that right now, are we? No. Oh yeah, almost forgot. So this morning I had a banana for breakfast, or half a banana in my porridge, and I thought, don't tomatoes like bananas? So I looked it up, and apparently tomato plants do like bananas. So I'm going to sort of put the skin around the tomato plants and bury it a little bit in the hope that it kind of helps out the tomatoes. I think it's got potassium in it, which helps with, what's potassium for? Potassium is for roots and flowers. I think that's what it's for. Nitrogen helps with the leafy growth, potassium is flowers and roots, and then phosphorus is for the fruit and the vegetables. I think that's right. But bananas, potassium, let's whack them on. I think the key with garden experiments is to always think, will it hurt the plant? And if the answer is no, it won't hurt the plant, then I don't really see, you know, the problem with sort of giving it a go, as long as it won't hurt the plant. It might do nothing at all, but if the worst thing is that it does nothing, that's okay, I can live with that. This might do nothing. I've got this bit, but I don't know if this will help. I think it's really just the skin, but you know, there we go, I'll give it a go. I must admit, it's ever so slightly disheartening to find that the £5.50 tester tomato that I brought, just to test, just as a sacrificial one, it was supposed to die, looks more healthy than all of the tomatoes that I have been stressing and looking after for months from a seed. And this one, look at it, it looks amazing. Blooming typical of my life, that is, but you know what, I just want tomatoes, so I'm quite happy. And I will probably end up buying a few more tomato plants because I do every year. They always go on offer, they're always quite cheap, and I've got more room to put them in. So this is great. Tomatoes are in. Hopefully they'll survive. Right, so this clematis then I sort of want growing over the shed. I think it'd be really nice. Let's see if we can get him in the ground. I don't have the support for him yet and stuff. I want to sort of put some trellis up or something, but I think he needs to be planted because, you know, a plant that's not planted is just a, well, I don't know what it is. It's an unplanted plant and I can't have that on my allotment plot, so I'm going to pull everything forward, dig a little hole, plant him in, and hopefully try and sort of protect him from slugs and snails. And I think that's what I'm just going to do for now, and then I'll put the support in later. But somebody just sort of said to me about how I've got like the fake sunflowers up, and they're sort of fading now a little bit, and I think it would be nice to have something real growing over the shed. So yeah, why not put a clematis in instead of having this at the top? Okay, here's the plan. Some netting and a staple gun and some scissors, and I think the clematis will be able to climb over that, so I'm going to staple gun this to the shed. think it'll be able to climb up it. I think so. It just needs to cling on to something, doesn't it? So netting's fine. Start staple gunning it. Things always start to make sense when you start staple gunning it. So let's staple gun it. Lovely. I say it every time I use it, if you do not have a staple gun and you have an allotment plot, why do you not have a staple gun? Go and get a staple gun. It's just the everything at this allotment that you see is held together with a staple gun. I would staple plants together if I could. God, I'm stuck to it. Caught in the net. Why am I caught in the net? Catching myself in my own net. Molly, right, come on. Easy. It is going to have to be planted about that far from the shed, but I think that's where you're supposed to plant climbers anyway, like a little bit away from the wall. They're not supposed to be totally up against it. But obviously I've got the shed thing sticking out here, which the shed is precariously balanced on, so let's not worry about that. I think I'll plant it in the middle. I was going to plant it on the side, but why would I do that? Let's just get it in. Worry about all the logistics later of making it grow. Oh God. So that could maybe, I could sort of, I don't know if I could staple that. If I can staple it, I will. I can maybe peg it. And clematis are very, very hungry plants. They need lots of water. They like their roots to be in the shade and their tops to be in the sun. And that's all I know about clematises. I've only got 2 in the garden, but neither of them do very well. So maybe they don't need all that. Maybe they need the opposite of all that. Who knows? In you go, in you go, in you go. That's it. Lovely. Yeah, it's a good depth. There you are. Will you be able to cling on? That's it. That's it. So there it is. I hope you sort of get the vision of it. So hopefully the clematis will sort of take off and go all up here, maybe over the windows, but I can sort of move it aside, I was thinking, and then eventually take that down. And then I was thinking of having a bench in front of it, or making a bench in front of it, because that would keep the roots in the shade and the foliage in the sun, which is what it likes. But yeah, that's quite exciting. I do have this other pallet now free, and this little bit here, so I could make a bench out of this. That might be a project for a couple of weeks' time, actually. Yeah, do you sort of see my vision a little bit? I think it will look really nice and really pretty. I didn't even think about growing like more perennial flowers in the allotment. I always thought like annuals, but actually maybe getting another clematis over an archway or something might be quite nice, and something I don't have to think about every year. Right, just to finish, let's have a look at the slug experiment. Let's find out together if slugs really can swim. They're all in there, look. Can you see them? They're all clinging to the side. So drowning them does not work. You cannot drown them. You just can't. I think the only way to drown them would be to put something poison in the water, like beer or vinegar or something, just to poison them. But just putting them into water does not work, and I can officially confirm that because it's just, they're alive and they can just swim. So there we go, slugs can swim. You've learnt something new today. I hope you've enjoyed my vlog today. If you have, do subscribe to my channel. It looks like it's about to pour with rain and I have brought no umbrella as usual. So I will see you next time, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.